Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to the AMA session for the Here India Hackathon Women in Tech. So my name is Punit, I'm co-founder at Rescale. I'll be your host today. This hackathon is all about empowering women in technology uh, to innovate, to lead and build real world use cases using here powerful location intelligence. So what are the things that we are going to cover today? Is briefly we will tell you about the problem statements, what are expectations, and about the hackathon and the prizes. So now I would like to uh, tell you more about the mentors. So we have mentors like Yogesh Gathu, Director Software Engineering, Sanjeev Singh, Senior Engineering Manager, Avik Mukherjee, Senior Engineering Manager, Bhagyashri Kakirde, Senior Engineering Manager, Aparna Rajagopal, Senior Engineering Manager, Shatish Evad, Principal Technical Program Manager, Nisha Sharma, Senior Software Engineering Manager. We have Kiran Gaikwad, Engineering Manager, as well as we have Sachin Kadam from the HR team. So now I would like to invite Yogesh Kathu to come and take it forward. Just a second. Okay. So Sanjeev, hello Sanjeev.
Hello.
Hi Sanjeev. Welcome to Ask Me Anything sessions at Here India Hackathon Women in Tech. So I request if you can share your knowledge, give the download to the participants, and explain the problem statement in a way that one can do much better during the hackathon.
Hello, I'm unable to hear you.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm unable to hear you.
Yeah, I'm able to hear you properly. So,
Hello,
would
hello.
you be able to hear us? So, I think there is some technical glitch at Sanjeev's end. So, we'll go ahead to Avik. Hello, Avik.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, properly.
Okay, so welcome everyone to this session, Ask Me Anything session. What I'm going to cover is the idea which I shared with this broader group. Puneet, do you want me to share my screen or how? I mean, do you want to uh, share
So,
to
if
all
you
the
have
part?
something that you want to share, you can share.
Okay, but I can speak if I need to share, I will do that later. Okay, so that's fine. I
Sure.
just wanted to. Yeah. Okay, so my topic for this innovation challenge hackathon was empowering the next generation of women leaders. She leads, right? So this is the topic. Sorry, as part of the peach line, what we have is she leads. It's just not a platform, right? It's a movement. So we have seen a lot of aspirations from top notch leaders, women leaders in our industry today. To name a few, we have Kiran Majumdar Shaw, right? You guys are all aware about Biocon, which is a leading biotechnology company. She's the founder of that, right? Then we have something, I think, the interest for all of us, which is Nika, right? And that is being owned by Falguni Nair. Their way was not so simple, right? They had a lot of innovation associated with the way they are right now, aspirations. So I think I just named a couple of them. Then we have Ghazal Alag, who is the co-founder of Mama Art. So just some of these top-notch women leaders who have reached to that level where they have received the recognition. So I think this is where we wanted to start this innovation all about. Like, let's say some of us have aspirations to go to that particular level, right? But we don't know how to move forward. What are the steps where we, can share our views, our vision, our aspiration across industries with different tech platforms, with different technologies, and go into that particular level. So this problem statement is all about, empowering the next generation of women, so that we can have that aspiration and we can convert that aspiration into reality, right? So the problem statement is basically about, where we have seen a lot of cases where the women is actually underrepresented in the society. That means, as I said, right, we don't have enough mentorship programs, we have limited access to networks, we have some skill gaps which we don't know how to take it forward, right? So this particular platform which I'm trying to suggest here, will actually enable us to go into that right direction, where we build a sort of digital platform which combines mentorship. So when I say mentorship, I will explain in detail, which helps us to associate with a lot of networks. With, when I say network, that means we can be part of a lot of webinars, we can attend a lot of sessions, empowering women to move into that leadership level. Plus we can have some skill building support to reach to that particular milestone, right? So this is what we are trying to build. Any questions, feel free to ask me. So how we can do that, right? So these are some of the areas that probably we can cover. I mean, we can think about it. So these are 5 areas which I felt will actually help us to build that UI or tool or particular platform, right? So the first part is basically building a sort of mentorship matchmaking engine, right? What does that mean? So as I gave certain examples, right? So we already have a lot of tech talks, TED talks everywhere available in, in right now in the world, right? So let's assume if we want to understand from novice level to the level where the leaders are right now, how they have reached to that level. We have a lot of mentors based on the industry, based on their experience. So we can build a sort of basically AI, so we can filter based on whatever your aspirations is, whatever industry you want to grow, whatever you're working. So I know all of us are in the IT industry right now, in the software organization, but there are different ways, right? You might have your different aspirations. So we can also look into the IT aspect as well. Top leaders who already exist, some leaders who have not reached the level, but they can definitely be part of the mentorship, right? So this is basically, you can build a sort of AI based matchmaking engine where we can get, between mentees and mentor, how we can collaborate, how we can combine together, ask questions, understand, and build the leadership capabilities as well, right? So this is the first part. Second part is basically networking pods and events. So we have a lot of webinars, right? Already you might be attending a lot of webinars for your particular, domain, your particular technology. So we can extend this as part of mentorship program as well, as part of leadership program as well, as part of entrepreneurship program as well, right? So you can attend a lot of webinars, there are a lot of panel discussions. I mean, there are a lot of chats that you can have your questions. So chat can be of two forms. One is normal chat, with part to the technical aspect, with part to the leadership aspect. One can be and so sort of forum, like the third part, anonymous support forum, where you can ask some sensitive questions about your workplace culture, certain, challenges or barriers you are facing right now, some bias specific things. So that can also be added as part of this, right? So where you feel okay, whether you are safe, you have certain, things which you want to discuss. So that is also a space where you can actually log into, and you can, do a chat with those top leaders, right? The fourth part is basically a skill tracker and learning hub. So this is more, I mean, again, in all of your organization, you might be already having all of these aspects, right? So this is basically developing or curating both leadership and soft skill capability, right? So from the communication aspect, from the negotiation aspect, decision making, certain scenarios where as a leader you might be jeopardized whether to go ahead with that decision, or take certain bold steps, so all those things. So basically this is something where you have lot of training programs, lot of skill enhancement programs, and you can basically join those sessions, browse through the courses, and you can actually attain those trainings, right? Then there is also, you can track progress. Again, if you go into LinkedIn, Udemy, or any of these Coursera courses, right, you can see, okay, you might have completed 30% of the particular course. So this will also help us to track what percent you have completed. End of the day, once you complete that particular course, you can gain certification. So this is basically the achievement showcase. So again, these are a lot of core features that, again, time permitting. So these are some of the things. These are nice to have. So some of them probably can be done, some of them probably can be just discussed. But again, so these are some of the things that when you are trying to build a platform, so these are some of the things that we actually can think about it and build these core features. So I call them as core features because these are something which I'm looking into, can be developed, right? So any questions so far, Puneet? I mean, if there are any questions, I'm not looking to the chat, but yeah, let me know. Okay. The next part is basically the team roles. So based on what we are doing right now, so want to ensure we have one front end developer who is going to build a sort of web and mobile interfaces. So it can be a web interface, it can be a mobile interface. Backend developer, so front end maybe based on React and Flutter. Okay, backend developer Node.js or Python. So you can develop APIs, you can develop the server side logic that you have to build. So this would be backend developer. UX part, the UI designer part, where you can use Figma. And then the interesting part is the data scientist part, right? Build sort of NLPs or map matching algorithm. So this is something which I'm looking forward. So four sort of roles: front end, back end, UX part, and the DS part, to build those AI filter based logic, right? So this is something that from the team perspective. Now from the UI prototype perspective, right? So three things that we wanted to focus. So there will be a basic screen where it will talk about, like, this is the main subject which we are covering with a specific theme, with a specific agenda. Click on get started, and then basically you'll see three screens. Okay, one would be mentorship, which we just spoke about. We'll have a specific mentors. I mean, you can build a dummy sort of that. Okay, mentors, where we name those mentors. Click on probably a particular mentor, see her profile, where she has reached right now. If he has already some TED talks, or some something available in some of the channels, we can subscribe to that. So that would be the sort of mentorship. You can ask questions, right? So all those things would be part of the mentorships tab. Then networking. I mean, this would be the interesting part. So just by scrolling down again, we can build this, like, specific date, this is a webinar, this is a topic, these are upcoming events, these are the events where, let's say you want to register for that, we'll have a register option. See, now again, what is that particular event talking about, who is going to present in that event, what is the industry that is catering to. Again, we can build a lot of things around it, but at a very high level, networking. So that would be the major area where it will help you to understand all the upcoming events for those webinars which you want to attend. Third thing is basically the skill development that we just mentioned. It could be how to improve your effective communication, you know uh, all the different decision making capabilities, all the other training. So leadership level, how some leadership trainings and all those things. So you can have an option to browse through that courses, select that particular course and download it, and then eventually, if you're completing, similar to what we have right in Udemy and some of other courses, certificate of completion and all that stuff, right? So yeah, so the expectation is basically have a intuitive interface, so that you can connect end to end, and it's a proper uh, integrated pipeline that we can create. So it has a proper look and feel, and you can probably browse through and complete in a systematic flow. I mean, that is something which we can build as part of this prototype, right? The next thing is the technology. I mean, front end, as I said, right? So React would be something which we can use. Any other options, I mean, uh, please feel free to actually use it, so we can explore on that. And then the components would be, first you log in, you need to have an authentication, right? So onboarding and authentication, profiles of those mentors, the different forums that we are talking about. So these would be something that we need to build. What are the courses available and all that. Technology, basically Python or Node.js. So this is more about building the map, the matchmaking logic, the threads, how the schedule, right? So these are the upcoming events. So you have to create a event scheduling, and all the types of user management criteria, right? So this is something we can do as part of that API layer. Definitely, we need a database, so we'll also use either Postgres or MongoDB. Right? So we'll have all those modules integrated into that database, the user perspective, the mentor relationship, the courses, everything. So that will be part of the database, and the AIML services, right? So the filtering logic that I was talking about, the matching logic. How what are the recommendation engine that, so based on, let's say you select a particular industry, so it will give you a recommendation. Okay, these are my available mentors right now, their profile and all that stuff. So this will be more, I think, the interesting part of using the AIML services. And again, authentication, definitely. Everyone will not have access, so you probably need to select who are mentors, who are admins, who are the moderators who can moderate the data, mentees and all that stuff, right? So you're using, authentication as well, authentication and authorization, and then the deployment part, AWS, so S3 or EC2s and all that stuff, right? So yeah, so this is the part, I think. Yeah. So yeah, Puneet, I think that's it from my side. So we can follow up. I mean, we already have a group. Any questions, anything, any inputs, anything, I think feel free to reach out and we can get those questions and get them answered.
Sure. Thank you so much, Avik. It was a great explanation of the problem statement. And uh, participants, you are open for any Q&A, or we will do all the explanation first, and then if we have any sort of questions, the mentor will come and answer. Now, I would require, I'm inviting Kiran Gaikwad to come up on stage and take it further.
Hi Puneet, this is Kevin. I hope I'm audible.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So can I share the use case? So my use case is more related to women and children safety. So
Sure.
I'll cover the use case and I'll go through the details. It's the first use case. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Hi everyone. So today I'm going to cover the women safety and security related use case. So we have seen that despite taking like a lot of efforts, the women and children are still vulnerable to this harassment and the all the attacks. So and this basically happened because we don't have like enough preventive tools in place, or we have like a limited system which actually proactively gives us the warning that the certain areas is not safe for women because of the historical incidents related to them. So idea is that we should be building a prototype which will actually create the mobile-based application, giving the location intelligence based safety platform, and that will basically create the proactive safety ecosystem in general. So idea is that we use the all location technology related services and build a solution that would actually create the public awareness. It will also help us to achieve the greater safety for women and children. Now, in general, like this technology will empower the individuals with situational intelligence because, like, we are making use of the locations, and it will also facilitate giving the fast response. So, if some incident happen, unfortunately, then in that case, it should immediately trigger the response to the contact persons. So, at high level, the key features that we were looking at, the first is like a GPS tracking. So as a user, let's suppose if I'm a user of this mobile application, I should be able to share my live location to the near ones and the contacts which is added as like a preferred contacts. So this is similar to like a WhatsApp, but the in this particular mobile application, we would be expecting that the data should be anonymously shared and the privacy is like at most important. The second feature that we are talking about, the geofencing. So normally, like when you go out, you know these zones which are safe for yourself. But what about the others? Like probably like when you enter that particular zone, you are feel like okay, you are free from the possible attacks. So the geofencing talks about like defining such zones where you feel like more secure, And as soon as maybe like on top of that, you can have like a flexibility to trigger some events. For example, like as soon as you enter the safe zone, maybe like your college, your office, or maybe some known places, you trigger that okay, you are at the safe zone, and as soon as you leave that zone, probably another trigger would be creating a message, sending out the message to your near one saying that okay, you are not out of safety zone, and then you can keep on sharing the your live locations. Then the third feature that we are talking about is like a heat maps. So heat map is generally like it is for giving you the idea like if there are certain zones which are already identified for a risk zone for us women and children, then the public domain information will highlight certain zones. So when you go into the map, such zones should be proactive or prominently shown to the users. Maybe based on the incidents, maybe you can highlight the zones with the red, amber, or yellow zones where the color might represent the higher risk percentage. And not just the public domain, but you can also build a storage, or maybe you can also give facility the anonymous user to feed this information, because maybe like many incidents go unnoticed or unreported. So we should have a capability that as a woman you should be able to identify a certain zone and show those zone with the other people, so that the other people will take a benefit of the information that you have. So it's like a crowd information which will help us to build this ecosystem and grow it further. The fourth is about the alerting and messaging for danger zone. So, uh, so as you define your safe zone, and we also have like a information coming from a public domain about uh, the risk zone. So as soon as you enter such risky or danger zone, we should have a capability to notify the near ones. So this will help that in case of like some unfortunate incidents, the message would be automatically triggered, and you don't have to actually make use of the mobile to send out that additional messages. So this is like a react, or you will say like uh, a react, rather than like going with the reactive. We are like taking a precautions to not to happen such incidents. So this is the basic idea. I mean, we are looking at the mobile application which will cover up all these four key features. However, these are not a limited feature. If you come across the any other feature, that would be like well and good. However, we are looking at least basic these four minimum key features in our mobile application. At high level, the user interface is like, I mean, this is open. However, the user interface should be simple enough. So there should be an option. I mean, you could register yourself as a like authenticate user, or maybe you can use it as a general user, because not everyone would like to sign it up for it. However, they want to just see the risk zone before they want to travel to some other unknown cities or unknown places. So they should be able to access this information without even as like a public user. They don't have to register it. So we should have that functionality. And the user interfaces should be simple enough. We should not have like a multiple clicks, because if you see the use case for this application is that most likely you might need it when you identify certain danger or risk. So we want to make this application simple enough so that within a few clicks you can initiate any further action. The second thing is about the core functionality. So GPS tracking module is must, because through this module you'll be continuously monitoring your location, and probably at predefined uh, time interval you'll be sharing this location with your near ones. The second one is like a geofencing engine. So this is nothing but like the ability to define the certain section on the maps as like a safe zone for yourself. And for this, obviously, you need to have like a authenticated user, and this data has to be like a secure enough. Considering that, I mean, this is the some private information. It should not be accessible to the private public domain. Probably if you can also think of like giving an option to make it public, but by default all this information has to be shared, has to be like a kept private for to the authenticated user or logged in user. On a tech stack, I believe the we are looking at mobile application. It could be iOS or Android based application, and we are not limiting the technology or a mobile platform. Plus, on a backend, I mean, on a in general, the tech stack is quite open. However, when you want to open, you make use of any location services, we would prefer you use the here-based location services, or any open source APIs, which gives you the benefit of the getting the location detailing. Um, at the back end, probably the databases like Postgres, because I think the Postgres gives you the more functionality or flexibility with the spatial queries. But that is not limited. If you come across any or you are pro at certain different database, which also gives you the spatial queries, you are open to use it. We would be more focusing on the getting this ecosystem created or platform created, which would be easy to use and easy to adapt, so that we can at least create a prototype and make this public safety uh, more prominent. So yeah, I mean, this is all about the women and children's safety requirement. However, if you come across any other question, then feel free to put it into the chat box or reach out to us later on as well.
Thank you, Kiran. It was quick and well defined. So thank you so much for your time. So now I would like to invite Bhagyashri. Hi, Bhagyashri. How are you?
Hello, can you hear
Yeah.
me? Well,
Yeah.
okay. Let me just share my screen.
So would you be able to share your screen? So there is plus covered
Can
in
you
the below.
can you
Or-
see, or maybe you can share if it's not coming up.
Okay. So let me share it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. This is Bhagyashree Kakirde here. I'm a senior engineering manager with Your Technologies. Before I jump into the problem statement, just a quick, introduction as to why we have given these kind of problem statements. So if you see and if you know what your technology is, we are a location and mapping company. We provide maps, and that is where you would see that most of our problem statements, they kind of are built around mapping or location domain. The idea behind that is so that the participants who participate in this get to learn from us with the experience that we have, and kind of learn something in the mapping and location domain. And with the prototypes and the projects that they build and come up with, we also get to learn something from them, when they show up their projects for us. So that was the main intention for us to kind of come up with some of these problem statements. And with that, this problem statement also revolves around the same idea. This is what we call as a disaster intelligence mapping platform. The idea behind this is, if you would see a real life example from these past couple of weeks, there have been floods in Punjab. There has been some natural calamities in, let's say, Himachal Pradesh. Sometime back, there was a bridge collapse in Gujarat. So all these use cases, all these natural calamities have a damaged infrastructure and have a map, that is not a real time map. So if you would go on any mapping solutions at that particular point of time for that location, you would not get the real, the real kind of picture of what that area looks like, or what is the infrastructure of their area looks like. You don't know the roads that have been flooded, etc. So this problem statement focuses on that area where you need to identify damaged infrastructure, you need to identify flooded areas, you need to identify if there is any help that is getting dispatched in those areas, where is the maximum population getting located in those areas. So, this revolves around that. And when we talk about AI and how we can use AI and fuse it in this, there are three major sections of AI that I've tried to focus on. One is using the satellite imagery. Getting the satellite imagery from open source tools is easier. This will help you to kind of get those imagery, read those imagery. Using computer vision, you can read and you can fuse these, and create a dynamic um, map based on an underlining map. Second is that we could use is a drone, video or a drone imagery coverage. So a lot of drones and a lot of um, social media sites or a lot of news sites, they run around the drones to cover that area. Government runs the drones around those areas, and those drone videos and images are made available to the public to know and understand the situation of that location. So that also can be used, where we call as we can, using the videos from that drones which are captured, we can use the what you say the video fragmentation and the video extraction technology and extract the real situation of that area. Third, of course, is an extended use case. Participants can try and include that. It would be a good exposure for them to learn the social media natural language processing is what we call as the hugging technology or processing also, where a lot of social media posts, uh, all of them, they tweet, they write, they send images around these areas, and that could be used to provide additional information to your mapping engine, which will help you to build your map better. So the intent out of this is that we build a dynamic map which can, kind of give you the information about, let's say, what we call as red zones, which are the affected zones. If you can scroll down a little bit, Puneet, please.
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, scroll down a little bit in the. Yes, yes, yeah. Yep, that's it. So you can, you can have the affected areas which are kind of like in, indicated in the red zones. You can have the blue zones, which is a potential change in the infrastructure. We can have yellow zones, which are like where the population is, kind of restructured to, or where all of the affected people are residing now, and things like that, and built up a dynamic map. Now, whether there are different ways that you can build up the application. You can have either a map, mobile based application which will show you a dynamic map. You can have a web based application showing up a map of the affected areas. You can even have push pull notification mechanisms that can be sent to government, to public, about the affected locations and any information related to that. Or you can even, send information to some of the NGOs or some of the other third parties who kind of come for this relief and help aid in all of these affected areas. So there are different use cases that, and different types of application that you can build around this. The main crux of this is still to build a dynamic map which can help you identify the real scenario or the real situation of that location. The tech stack, I have given up some examples. It's again free for you to use any technology that you feel like. We have just given up some examples of what could potentially be used for each of the sections. If you want to use satellite imagery, where you can get it. If you want to use the map data, of course, the documentation has been shared with all of you, which has the here APIs where you can use it, and you can query the APIs and get the here maps data. So that can be used for the base map, and you can overlay your affected maps on top of it. And for the AI and processing also, we have given up some examples. You can use that. Again, this is just a recommendation. Feel free to use anything, and that best suits you. That was about it. Yeah, and if you have any questions, please uh, you know drop us in the message, or you have our email addresses. You can email to us as well. Thank you so much.
Hello. Thank you, Bhageshri. So one question that I got separately in the chat. Um, so there are so many data available already into the market. Are they use those data, or they can also work on the man-made to disasters?
Yeah. So data source, again, we are not limiting. As I said, for base map, you can use the here maps that we provide you, because I think other solutions may charge you after some hits. So you can use the here base maps if you want. For the satellite imagery or the affected area images, you're free to use any of them. The intent of this is that we feed to our AI module, and it is able to detect, first form a base map for you so that it identifies all the core roads, network, and everything. And then using these satellite imagery or video imagery, it is able to overlay on top of it. So you're free to use any of them. There is no restriction on any sort of input data set.
Okay, all right. And there is one more question. Any sample data available which you can share,
Yeah. So as I
or
said,
you want to
Puneet,
suggest?
right. You have shared the your data set already, right, Puneet?
Right.
That, yeah. So if you guys can use that for the base map, and for the satellite imagery, we have QGS, ArcGIS, we have Bhuvan, we have EOS. All these websites, they provide you with set of data sources, satellite imageries, etc. For drones also, I think there are a couple of websites that provide you. I'll check for the drone ones, but at least for the satellite and the base map data set, you can use here, and these some of the other recommendations that I gave.
All right. So we will also create a document wherein we will put all these resources again and email it to all the registered participants, so you can use those resources and build it. Using those resources would be very impactful for you for this hackathon. So thank you so much, Bhageshri, for your time. So now again I would like to invite Sanjeev, saying,
Hello.
Sanjeev, am I
Hi.
audible?
Hi, Puneet. You're able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shall we begin?
Yes. Hi, my name is Sanjeev. So let me start. So imagine that you are at CSMT station in Mumbai, and you're trying to basically find way to go to Gateway of India. So either you may be taking a taxi, or you may also walk, right? Or maybe you might have a two-wheeler also. Uh, the two-wheeler bike rental, which you can use to go to the Gateway of India. So you could be using basically the phone, juggling your phone, and to see the navigation path, dodging through the traffic and the peoples in the crowd. So it might be very stressful and unsafe, right? You may be hit uh, uh, on the road, or you may fell basically. So basically, imagine that you have a smartwatch, and you glance at your wrist, and it instantly take basically help you to navigate turn by turn, and that is the future of navigation. The more the smartwatch get common, and the more basically it's faster and cheaper, the more app it will have the apps on it, and navigation is one of the important use case for smartwatch, which is currently not too common right now. So so basically the problem is this, that we want to build a full navigation power on the tiny watch screen without shrinking the experience. So we don't want to have a reduced navigation experience on the smartwatch. It should have all the navigation experience similar to what we have got in our mobile phone, in the Android or iOS app. Okay, so basically we want to build uh, a smartwatch navigation app, which should be powered by here SDK. So here basically we want to have a real-time GPS tracking on the wrist. We want to have a map on the small smartwatch. We want to search. Basically, it should be a smart search of address and point of interest. Uh, we should be basically able to create the routing plan from the source to destination. Basically, plan to walk, or routing plan to drive, or routing plan to transit. So it should be uh, clear navigation direction with minimal text, and the ETA and the distance update should be clearly visible. So what could be the challenge is that basically here you know that smartwatch has got Wear OS, which is provided by Android, uh, and the watch OS, which is provided by Apple. So here we want to use the here SDK. Here SDK may be light, or the REST APIs, uh, basically to build this application on the smartwatch. What should be the differentiator? The differentiator, basically, if there is any voice command uh, to plan the route without typing, because in the small screen it's difficult to type. We could also create a geofencing alert, uh, basically, which can help to basically go to the target destination, and if we are away from the geofencing, there should be some alert. It could also support in the remote area where the network is not there, or the less network. So offline mode of navigation, basically in the smartwatch. Please scroll down. So
The
yeah.
evaluation
So here,
criteria.
yeah. So here the evaluation, basically, there should be a. I mean, in order to build this, the tech stack. Just scroll down. The tech stack that we could use is Android OS, here SDK, the APIs. The testing could be done basically on the browser if it is not possible to connect to the smartwatch. So we can use the Android emulator, which is in the desktop browser, or the Android Studio, and basically we can use the Java, Kotlin, or Swift as a programming language to build this app. Uh, that's all. So let's say
And
if
the
you're not able to
participants are
use, yeah, just let's say
sorry.
if you're not able to use here SDK, then you could use any other open source SDK, but the preference will be given to use the here SDK.
So thank you so much, Sanjeev. So there are a couple of questions that I just wanted to ask to make sure the participants are getting things correctly. So are those SDKs are open for participants to use, or is there any way that they can get access?
Yeah, so it's developer.here.com. That link will be providing. So in that, the user can register with the personal email ID. So the user will get the tokens. The tokens could be used, although it's had got limited uh, limits on that to use that token. But for a POC, it could be useful.
Okay. For creating an MVP, they can use the credits that is being given while they sign
Right.
up on the developer.here.com,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the second question is like, is the language that you have mentioned, like Kotlin and Java or Swift, is it mandatory use, or they are open for any other language?
Yeah, that is one option, but they're open for want to go for the Python. They can go for that as well.
Okay. So these are the questions for now. Thank you so much for explaining the problem statement in detail. Now, I would like to invite Satish to come on the stage and tell come as a mentor and give the general advice for the participants for this hackathon. Like, these are the things that you should do, that are the things that you should not do. So, like, from a thought process.
Yeah, hi everyone. Um, uh, So one thing is have fun. It's a hackathon and be creative. So there are multiple problem statements, and you can choose any of them. And there are some guidelines given, but you can use your own thinking because there are broad problem statements like women's safety. And if you need any input around that, you can reach out before you submit your uh, idea in a presentation format. Yeah. So all the best to all of you. Yeah. And see that you can use here APIs as much as possible, because we are all about location. And as they say, like कोई धंधा छोटा या बड़ा नहीं होता, but location से बड़ा कुछ नहीं होता. So location is an important aspect which is there embedded in the lot of uh, use cases, a lot of places. So it will be discovery for you. It will be discovery about here APIs, about what we do, and it will be about innovation as well. You could make a web app, a web application. Uh, so whichever experience you have, you can bring to the table, or a mobile app, or as Sanju mentioned, smartwatch. So any kind of interfaces. So it's an open platform for you to explore, but we have given some kind of uh, structure for you with this problem statements. But within that, you do have the freedom. And there was a question about like accessing your APIs. If you have any issues, because of course we'll help you with that. We'll provide you an account and all the APIs or SDKs, and we have Map.js, which is a JavaScript API that we have. We'll provide you access. Just don't hesitate to reach out. Yeah.
the the more you reach out, the more benefit you will get from the mentors at here. So that's a very good point that Satish bring. Like this is your chance to reach out, build network, and build something which can be useful for the next generation. I mean, we have enough days for us to create something impactful at the end of this hackathon, right? And along with this, now I would like to invite Nisha just to come and s- share any sort of advice that the participants can follow.
Yeah, thanks, Puneet. So I think everything has been already explained based on the use cases, and how I would basically, if you're working on a specific use case, look for what the outcome is going to be. On any specific asks that you have, for example, the resources that you need, we are always there to kind of help you in case you need any support in there. And like there are a couple of elements and couple of use cases that talk about NLP, that talk about AI usages. So if you have any concerns there, feel free to reach out to us as well, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, Nisha. Now, Yogesh, Sachin, you're also on the stage. Would you want to share anything that can be useful for the participants?
Nothing from my side. I can just say, all the best to all the people who are going to participate, and hope to see the best of you, on the final day of the hackathon in person in our office in Goregaon. Yeah, that's it. All the best again.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sachin.
Hi, this is Yogesh. I also wish all the very best to all the participants, and I'm sure, like, while you guys work hard, I'm sure you will also have fun innovating and building ideas. And we are here to help you in all possible ways we can. Thank you so much for contributing.
Thank you so much, Yogesh. Now, I would like to share some of the eligibility criteria as well as the timelines with you, so you can just be strict with those. So, as mentioned in the hackathon, like this hackathon is for women only, those who have experience of at least 1 year in the any sort of uh, profile like the engineering, product design, data, etc. And this is not open for students or freshers. And one could make a team size of minimum 2 and maximum 4 participants in a team. So that's the one thing. And here is the details of the mentors. You can reach out to them at any platform, LinkedIn, etc. Or if you have any sort of queries, you just put your queries in the forum. So we will pass on your queries to the mentor and get back to you with the answers. And these are the timelines. So we have started our registrations from 5th of August. Today we are doing the webinar. The important deadline is 30th September, wherein we are closing the registrations as well as submission. So this is the right time for you to create a team on the dashboard, invite them, ask them to join as soon as possible. Once they are joined, submit your proposal, and submit your proposal in a way that one can understand better your thoughts, and those thoughts can be uh, maximized during the finale at Mumbai. And we are selecting around 15 teams to come and participate at here office in Mumbai, and the top 10 teams are going to pitch for that. And we have the prize of 1.5 lakhs for the first team. We have 1 lakh as the second place, and the 70,000 for the third team. Like the prize money is pretty awesome. Along with there are swags from here side, as well as there is an opportunity for you to meet with the leaders from here technologies and build your connections. So, I mean, this is all about this hackathon. In case if you have any sort of questions, anything, you just ping me, ping my team, or just put your questions to us. So we will get back to you on this, and we will also share this. Recording of this session, so you can just go through it later as per your convenience and come with the better solution. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, mentors, for joining us. And so done for the day. Thank you so much.
All the best, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. All the best. Bye.